Welcome back to Everyday Iowa, and welcome in making her Everyday Iowa appearance, number one, Rose Eads along with us. Rose, good morning. How are you?
Morning. Good.
I'm going to move that real quick so I don't take your own microphone off. Otherwise, it's going to be a quiet play all of a sudden. Welcome into Everyday Iowa, and you have your book right here in front of us. We're going to talk about Silent Screams. Set the scene for us. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about the book, and let's dive in.
Well, I was born here in Cedar Rapids at St. Luke's. Struggled coming into the world. My lungs were not completely developed yet. Thanks to an intricate nose piece developed by a couple Cedar Rapids pediatricians and such, I was the first recipient for a breathing device to aid newborns that provides constant airflow, known today as basically the CPAP machine. That's what saved my life as a newborn.
Now, had the story stopped there, already a fascinating story.
Yeah.
But that's just childhood. Let's talk about from there on and what's within these pages here of this book.
Well, after I joined my family at home, I was the final member of my family. I was the youngest. I had two older brothers and my parents, of course. Life was just really tough growing up, you know. There was a lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, that type stuff. And when I say abuse, you know, basically in every aspect of the word. So not only that, being teased by peers, you know, at school or whatever. And so life was just really tough. And so I've had a lot of social barriers and such forth moving forward into adulthood, you know, and my book was a sense of working through the demons from my past to help heal my inner child so I can live a healthier existence.
How do you, Rose, find the courage to take what is very personal, very raw and real, and not only talk about it, but put it out there for others to read? I mean, where do you draw that courage from?
I don't know. I just feel that my story is a story to be told. It is a story of survival, you know. And I don't know, I'd like to just give inspiration to others to not give up. I mean, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to keep searching for that.
Tell me a little bit about what we're going to read within the covers here. Obviously talks about just that beginning that you told us with from fighting for your life to come into the world, but then, and correct me if I'm wrong, but fighting for your life to stay in the world too.
Correct. Yeah, you know, it was just really tough. I mean, my mom died when I was 14. I was in foster care by that point because I had ran away from home because I had to get away from that, you know. I don't know, just one day after another, you know, you just keep going through the motions. Some days are easier than others. You know, I've tried therapy, I've tried all the traditional stuff. But for me, to heal, it was a matter of having to go back and relive each moment, you know. Different things work for different people, though, so.
Tell me a little bit about what you hope, and I know, you know, you go into writing a book, like you said, you want to inspire others. What do you hope somebody who reads this will take away from it and apply to their own life journey?
Just to not give up, you know. If I were to end my life, you know, suicidal thoughts is just something that I've dealt with my whole life. But if I take my life, then the people that have hurt me, they win. You know, they've taken enough from me. They don't get my life as well, you know. And no matter what day you have today, always pray for a better day tomorrow.
I want to also ask you, I mean, with this being so raw and real, you know, how long did it take to convince yourself to put pen to paper? But now here we are, hardcover book that people can take and read, and as we said, apply to their own story now.
Well, it was a 3-year process of writing. You know, you still have to continue on with your everyday things, and you kind of have to be in the mindset to write about trauma, you know, so that's a 3-year ordeal. So, I mean, we've discussed maybe a sequel to my book.
That was going to be my next question, is this going to be the beginning of a few in a series, maybe?
Well, my brother, we've discussed doing a story through his eyes. You know, my brother was institutionalized a lot in our childhood, so I was at home all the time. So his story, you know, will intermingle in places, but it'll be unique in its own way from being away from the home all the time. So.
Where can folks get a copy of this and get their hands on this?
It's available right now only on Amazon.
Okay.
So, yep.
Gotcha. And is it your hope that, some book signings, maybe some speaking engagements and stuff like that?
Hopefully in the future, maybe some book signings. And also, a couple different things. I'd maybe like to do some motivational speaking, to help others that are struggling in life or whatever with their demons. And maybe also getting into schools and doing seminars about the long-term effects that bullying can have on someone.
And I know I've asked you this question, but I think a great way to bookend this is, if maybe somebody's just tuning the TV on now and they see the book, and they'll go back online and watch this. But Rose, what is the one message you want to share with people today, not only from this book, but from your journey, to kind of take them and help them along if they're facing something right now?
Just, I guess, figure out what works for you. If therapy, if that works for you, fine. For me, I had to confront people from my past, and that's how I healed, but just don't give up. I mean, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, you just got to keep looking for it.
You are a very strong person. God bless you. Thank you for being here and sharing the story. We're going to put all the details, including a link to where you can get Rose's book, Silent Screams, on our website at kcrg.com.